storming a fort by myself, and I called Foster a pinhead.
You saw nothing.
Quit stalling, Bishop. Let's go.
Ağzıma sıçtı.
Now, where's the entrance to this damn place?
No clue. But I'm gonna find it.
Başkasına anlat. Benim sikimden aşağı Kasımpaşa. Bilmem anlatabildim mi? Bak demedi deme. Bu yüzbaşı benim başımı yakacak. Ne yaptıysa bak.
You saw nothing. And they will keep seeing nothing. I'm a ghost. Actually no, I'm just Australian. That's all there is. It seems. I'm going straight in from the front door. Interesting.
What, again? You sure you didn't just want to shoot me?
Come on. Let's get you out of here. This place is about to come down any moment.
We can't leave. There are still hostiles coming, and we can't outrun them with our wounded.
You get going then. I'll cover your retreat.
The bishop is still...
I'll make it look like I'm capturing the fort. It'll be enough distraction. Once you get past Allied lines, send up a flare. Let me know you're safe. I'll make my retreat then. Oh, so you're disobeying orders now?
Well, I assume you did to come here.
Yeah. There. You're a proper Aussie now. Gotta look the part.
Right. Up and at him, lads! Let's go.
Would be funny if he pretends.
This is it, I guess.
If he pretends to capture the fort and actually captures it.
Onu durdurun!
yapıyorsun hele?
Hep bir bokluk çıkıyor ya. He mi? Yardım et kardeşim!
Get back! I can take you!
Bizden biri vuruldu! Bizden biri vuruldu! Buradan çıkış yok! Gördüm onu! Bana göster onu! Ateş etmeyin!
Got him. Got him. Continuing onwards.
Gebertin onu!
Some of them coming from behind. That's dirty.
Palms, thank Christ they don't have better aim.
Through that. Oops.
Aşağıda birileri var!
Christ! Bloody flamethrower! Ah! Ah!
I can't see anything. It's funny how he is actually capturing this fort, as I said.
Can't believe they're actually gonna fall for this.
Eyüpler yakında. Takviye ateşi lazım gelir. İşin bitti oğlum. Teslim ol. Gördüm seni.
Jack better be close. Can't keep this up.
O mevkiye daha ziyade ateş gerekir. Kardeşimiz vuruldu. Kardeşimiz vuruldu. Kahpenin evlat. Adi herif.
The hell was that?
Kaçmasına müsaade etmeyin. Etrafını sar. Derhal ilerliyorum. O mevkiye daha ziyade ateş gerekir. Dikkat et ahmak herif. Az İlerle. Sıraların dolaşanı. Sayınız çok var. Diğer geliyor. Bizden biri vuruldu. Bizden biri vuruldu. Kahpenin çocuğu.
More ammo. And I did it. The last guy got me.
Good kid.
Savage fighting continued for 9 months, but would ultimately result in a hard-won victory for the Ottomans. They held Gallipoli. Almost 100,000 Ottoman soldiers gave their lives while defending their homeland. From their ranks came the battle-proven leaders. For the first time, Australians and the New Zealanders fought under their own flag. Tales of heroism and mateship were pivotal. Alright, I did one challenge here. I found one codex entry here and one here. And it seems that this actually concludes the campaign. So I have completed all 6 war stories. I found 19 codexes and 0 field manuals. I never discovered what those field manuals are. But yeah. So this game doesn't seem to have a... Oh, it does. Remember us, a closing message from the Battlefield 1 team dedicated to those who served. Let's watch this. Remember us, today we fight.
One day,
all this will be over. The war to end all wars will be won by one side or the other. The guns will rust, grass will grow, and there'll be nothing left of any of this. The land will heal itself, as everything does in the end. We'll be long gone by then, but maybe not forgotten. History only remembers 1 in 1,000 of us. Then the future will be filled with stories of who we were and what we did, how we lived, how we fought, and how we died. When this is all over and the war is won, they will remember us. But until that day comes, we will stand. We will look death in the eye. And we will fight.
You sure will. Now, so far, I would say that this was probably the best Battlefield game that I have played so far. It's miles ahead of the others. But, of course, tanks in this game actually feel like tanks. They kind of did in the previous ones, but not really. Here the tank, in the tank mission, the tank actually felt heavy. And the cannon felt punchy. Like it had power behind it. Which in the other Battlefield games they really didn't. Else. Well, the aircraft mission, for the first time ever, we get to actually play as the aircraft in the campaign missions. And it was a massive letdown. For some reason, the tutorial mission had massive input delay for me, which fixed itself right after the tutorial. So it seemed to be there on purpose. But it felt horrible, and even in the actual missions themselves, flying felt pretty terrible. The flying mission, or the feeling of flying that plane, was not good at all. It pretty much ruined the game for me. That's how bad it was. So, no game-breaking bugs, which is a miracle. Every other Battlefield has had those. Here none, which is interesting. But it did have bugs, so there is that. They just didn't force me to restart missions. So there is, yeah. To think of it, what do well. Guns felt decent. Let's see. For example, one of the guns that I actually liked was the machine gun. The one that I last used in that right before going to the fort, when I was holding out defending that point. With the magazine on top. That machine gun was decent. Even in the previous missions I did where I was able to use it. But honestly, vast majority of the weapons in this game feel weak. In terms of the sound effects, the animation that they use, they don't have that punch. Especially the rifle that I used at the very end. That thing felt so weak. And it's a one-shot rifle. why did it feel so weak? The rifle, one of the rifles that looks similar to that one but isn't quite that, was significantly better. I don't know what's going on there. But the weapons do feel better than Battlefield 3 and Hardline at least, so there is that. They are somewhere on the level of Battlefield 4 in terms of how good they feel, the impactfulness or power behind them. To me, a weapon's power in a first-person shooter does not come from how much damage it does, because I can't see the damage anyway. These games don't have damage numbers, so I don't even see how much damage I do. That means that's completely irrelevant. Whether I one-shot the enemies or not, a weapon will still feel weak or powerful, depending on the sound effects and animations that go with it. And Battlefield series hasn't been really that good in terms of weaponry in that regard. For some reason, it's the premier first-person shooter. Why do the guns feel so bad? I'm not sure. This game had the same problem that the other Battlefields have, where the cutscenes were 30 FPS or even lower. So to my eyes, they look, because it goes from the 70 FPS gameplay to the low FPS cutscenes. They feel so jarring. They look like not cutscenes. They look like slideshows to me. They stutter heavily. Because when you are used to seeing that 70 FPS or 60 FPS, and then you go down to 30, you will see how bad 30 is. And in this game, you go back and forth all the time because there are those cutscenes. Especially in the last mission I did, Act 4. That one had one of those cinematics every like 5 minutes, which did no favors to this game. I did like the variety though. There was a lot of map variety, and because of the different war stories. And the mission variety was alright. I did like that part at least. So all in all, I would say that this is a good game. It's the best Battlefield game I have played, but that is a low bar to get over. So if I had to rate it, then on my scale it would be the same as Battlefield 4. Because Battlefield 4 was a decent game, just the game-breaking bugs destroyed the game for me. And this one doesn't have any game-breaking bugs, but the aircraft mission destroyed the game for me. And the relatively weak weaponry also. So yeah, it is what it is. These are just my personal feelings and my personal opinions. Maybe you would like the game better, or maybe you like the game better seeing from my perspective. That's a possibility. I wouldn't know. Everyone looks for different things in games. For future plans, next will be the last Battlefield that I have access to, Battlefield 5. So we will see how Battlefield 5's campaign is like. Actually, I have to check if it even has one. But I'm pretty sure it does. And yeah, that will be the last of the Battlefield games. Then we will move on to something else. I have a list written down for them. And the streams will continue every 2 to 5 days. Because I am keeping up with the online games as well. That takes some juggling. Yeah, it's strange how the desert map had probably the worst graphics, in my opinion, out of all of the maps that the campaign showed me. And the tank mission had by far the best graphics. I'm not even sure why there was such a massive difference between them. But there was. Maybe the tank map's wetness made it so shiny that it seemed better than it was. But at the same time, the Australian mission also looked noticeably better than the desert mission graphically. So it can't be the wetness, because that wasn't the wet map either. The train boss didn't help. But oh well. Story-wise, it was fine. It was the same exact quality as the rest of the game. The stories, Battlefield stories, aren't that well written. None of them are. It seems. Since I have only one game to go, and I still haven't seen anything amazing come from the story writing. Oh well, there isn't really anything else I can say. All I can really say at this point is that I hope that they would do more of the campaigns. Because even though they aren't great, they are something interesting at least. For those who just want to play a first-person shooter and they have played everything, something new is always nice. Even if it isn't worth full price. Like this game was definitely not worth it full price back when it was new. If all you're interested in is the campaign. Imagination Studios, as it went by there. Speaking of imagination, Battlefield 1 actually has imagination, which the previous ones really didn't. They were fine. But that was about as far as it went. So many babies. And so many dead people. What? New modification unlocked. Trench Clearer M1909 Bennett Mercy. Okay. Well, now I finished it, it seems. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me on this adventure. And next stream I will be starting probably Battlefield 5. Or maybe I will continue one of the other ongoing series, I don't know. But there are high chances for Battlefield 5. So yeah, I will see you then. Bye.